Okay, guys. So welcome to day three. So during our day two, what we spoke about is we spoke about know what you owe. Now the idea is for you to create what we call a simple debt table. Now you have to create a list of all the loan apps you're owing, the friends you're owing, banks you're owing, every individual you're owing. You write a list of the banks and everything you're owing, and also the amount. Now, I know a lot of persons that took loans from apps. I did that. Back then when we were taking loan from app, you think is an easy thing. You think it doesn't have any effect on you. Avoid loan apps if you cannot pay. Now, all these loan apps are being added to your credit score. There's what they call credit bureau statistics, where they submit your information to, and this thing has an effect on your BVN. I mean, now this thing affects your credit score. You cannot travel abroad. There are some institutions you cannot apply anything for, because if they go through your BVN or maybe through your name, they will discover these things, this dent in your image. You cannot take a loan or maybe do any business transaction with the bank until you clear these things. Now, as at last year, I had to take time, all the loan apps I'm owning, I had to take time to reach out to the credit bureau to see how I can clear them off. Because most of this loan app, what we're doing then, you collect loan, you delete the app. Trust me, guys, they have a record of everything. So if you don't know, for the loan app, if you don't have an idea who or which of the loan app you're owing anymore, go to your bank or maybe apply to the credit bureau or statistics. Reach out to them. They'll give you a list of all the apps you're owing and also their information, so you can reach out to them to see how you can clear them, because you have to clear for the future. Tomorrow you want to travel abroad, it will not be possible. Tomorrow you want to get a loan from a bank for a genuine business that they might not be able to give you. So these are things you need to handle. And these are things we talked about during our day two. Know what you owe. But now, day three is the danger of ignoring debt. Now, the key thing is, I had a loan I took a certain time, as at last year, and I didn't know the loan was literally appreciating, having interest, and it was from an individual I took this loan from, based on an investment. I told you, I bought a coin a certain time and the coin crashed. Now, I didn't discuss this things with this guy. He just told me that it's 2 months loan and all of that. I didn't know that afterwards, when I couldn't pay, the money was increasing. I had to reach out to him as at then, and he said the money has increased to so amount. So the reason why we told you to know what you owe, all right, and also know the amount. If you're owing an individual based on a failed business, based on you were supposed to deliver a job for the individual and it couldn't work out, you had some issues, you have to reach out to them and explain to them what it is. Tell them they should give you a time frame. For all those that you feel like they have loan interest and all of that, discuss with them about the interest. Discuss with them tell them your situation, that you don't have this at this point. Negotiate about loan interest and all of that to avoid possible embarrassment. What the mistakes I made then was I couldn't take calls, because I had phobia of, that's my problem. I had a phobia of not talking to people, not being able to talk to people about. Now, this thing we're discussing about is day three, and day three is the danger of ignoring debt. Now, if you ignore this debt, it will boomerang. You cannot be able to, you don't know who. Word of mouth is one of the best form of marketing and referrals. You don't know who might be talking about you anywhere. Your name is tarnished already, because trust me, you might be applying for something and you're not there, and the person just sees your name and say, I know this guy is a chronic debtor. Now, the key thing you have to do is you have to learn how to discuss and talk about these things. So for all those, you've written the list of the people you're owing, you listed out the amount. What do you need to discuss with them? All right. Now, how you need to understand how delaying not paying your debt has an effect. If you think people will forget, people don't forget debt. Now, one thing I've come to realize is, when you do bad to someone, the person you that did the bad thing will forget. But the person you did the bad thing to will never forget. They always remember your face, they remember your name, and it's stored in their head. You might have forgotten, but they haven't forgotten about it. So this day three is, you need to learn how to understand and discuss about the dangers of owing debt. Day 2, we spoke about know your debt, know what you owe. So yeah, you write a list of them and the amount, both the loan apps and all of that. I've discussed with you about reaching out to credit bureau. If it's a loan app, reaching out to credit bureau to discuss with them about we need to know the list of loan apps you're owing, and so that you can be able to reach out to them and see how you can be able to start paying, or you need to negotiate the payment system. The loan apps can help you to give you a payment system where you can pay affordably. Now, if it is a bank, you approach them to tell them, okay, see, please, how do I write off the interest, or is there any way where you can discuss about the interest and give me so time? You understand? Now, the trait is you need to understand the dangers of ignoring the debt. It's going to be so detrimental. Now, this doesn't just affect you as a person, it affects your family, affect your children and unborn children and all of that, because this thing transfers. Now, trust me, it will affect you from any good opportunity from the government. You think if you don't have record about debt, especially when it comes to loan apps and banks, you cannot access any good loan, you cannot access anything. Now, if it's an individual, they will definitely spoil your name around, because when they see you, if they see your name on Facebook or someone's talking about you, they'll definitely, bad name spreads. So the best way is you will approach these people, discuss with them. First of all, apologize and tell them it's not intentional. And that's what I did. So what I did was, those people I'm owing, the ones I can talk to, the ones that are reachable, I reach out to them to tell them I apologize. In fact, for me, I created up a WhatsApp list that I added them, all of them, into it, a broadcast list where I send them a broadcast message to keep in touch with them, to let them know, oh, I'm sorry, I know I have not been able to do this, I know I've been able to do that, I'm trying to sort out for ways to settle this debt and all of that. You have to be genuinely interested to make sure that this thing is settled. All right, so understanding the dangers of owing debt, you need to understand it. If it's something you need to, people you can talk to, or you need to get people that can help you talk to these people, you need to do that. You need to, for those that have an interest, plead with them to see how you can pause or negotiate with them to see possible ways for this interest to stop, because if the interest keep increasing, it's going to affect you so much. Remember, we already have a fixed amount. We already totaled the amount of what we're owing. So we don't want anything to add up to that amount. So what you need to do, plead with them, beg. It's possible for you to go with someone to discuss with them. So please help me. Let's see how we can pause this thing. If not, I might not be able to pay. For me, what I did was I had to reach out to most persons. I told them, see, I don't have this money to settle all this money, but this is what I have now. Can I pay half of it and let's clear up this debt so I don't owe again? Because if I keep promising, it's going to be a bad thing. Most of them accepted. To some, I pleaded, I begged them. In fact, there's a lady I was owing them, and what I went and reached out to her and I spoke to her about the debt I was owing. She was like, gift. I'll never forget this woman. It's a gift. I understand you're not a perfect person, but one thing you need to understand is I've forgotten about the debt. I've written it off. Don't bother about it. Don't pay. Now, if you don't reach out to these people, if you don't talk to these persons, you will not understand that these people can really, most places just want you to come and tell them the truth, what really happened. Most persons, if you don't say it, they'll feel like it was an intentional act. So, they try understand the dangers of owing debt. Now, I have to read this Bible quotation before I move up, right? So that it can help us, so we'll be on the same page. All right, so we're looking at Proverbs 13:16. Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge, but a fool layeth upon his folly. Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge. So whatever you have to do, you have to be wise, smart. Now, the knowledge is being able to reach out to these persons, apologize to them, plead with them, speak to their emotions, and see how they can be able to possibly pause the interest. Because the aim is we don't want to increase what we have, the list of loans we have. And I want to advise you, don't take a loan to pay a loan. Don't borrow to settle a debt. I have to advise you that, because that's one of the wrongest process to handle debt. You can most likely seek for assistance for family members. You can most likely seek for friends. You can most likely seek for assistance, or you can discuss with these people to see how they can literally slash or possibly write off the loans for you. But I want you to understand this. Have in the back of your mind that these debts can be paid. And there are ways to these things. A friend of mine told me, people talk to people, people understand. I know he will know when he hears the statement, he's going to know who likely talks about these things. So guys, I know you can do this. We can also do this too. So our key thing is, every prudent man dealeth with knowledge, but a fool layeth upon his folly. So most foolish people depend on their foolishness, but a prudent man dealeth with knowledge. So your duty is as a prudent man is, you have counted your costs, you have looked at who you're owing, you have also understood the challenge or the effect of owing. Your duty now is to tackle them now. So what you need to do is reach out to them, talk to them responsibly, and also plead with those you want to plead with. You understand? Know that delaying debt has actually worsened the situation. It has so much of side effect, of which I'm trying to win mine now. I'm winning mine. It's not an experience I want any other person to go through. I would not even want you to go through that. I am a testifier. I'm an example, and I'm winning. You can also win too. So I want us to lend our voice to see how we can support each other. For all those owing debt, it's not a debt. It's not a death sentence. Debt is not a death sentence. You can come out of it if only you can follow these procedures. Thank you, guys. Let's go to day 4. Remember, I'm also a realtor. I sell land now and properties. Also, I'm a documentation expert, and also I have a cleaning company. So you can still give me services for me to render, so we can settle and also build a legacy for ourselves and for the generations to come. All the best, guys. Bye-bye.